All right, let's have a chat. Leafs lose 4-2 to the Caps. We're going to talk about some other things. And, I mean, you know what? For people that want to bring up Mitch Marner, the Golden Knights lost again. They've lost 4 straight. So, in regards to Marner, it's not perfect in Vegas land. Just want to get that out there because I know a lot of people are trying to attribute what's happening with the Leafs to them not having Mitch Marner. You know what? I think there's a lot of different factors here. I will admit, I think when you look at the record with the Leafs with or without Marner, it does indicate the Leafs were better off with Marner. But I do think that there's a lot of factors here. I mean, I sent out a tweet. The fact that you have $10 million plus towards Domi, Michelli, and Joshua is proving to be very costly, right? I think when you look at the game itself, they were outchanced. They were outshot double at many points in the game. They did not deserve to be in this game. Like, Joseph Woll almost stole them another one. I do think in any regard, when you're up by a goal with less than 10 minutes left in the third, you should be coming out of that game with at least a point. So that's a disgrace, that part of it. You know what? Riley and Nyes with the goals. I thought individually there was some moments for Nyes. There was moments for Matthews. Obviously, Riley showing his offense at times. But you know what? You just can't rely on McCabe, OEL, and Riley for heavy defensive minutes. You just can't, right? It's so obvious they're missing Tanev and Carlo, more specifically Tanev. And yeah, it's costing them as well, right? Like, they can't get the puck out of the zone. They're just getting buried, losing track of their guys. And obviously that's what ends up happening on the tying goal with Riley losing the back pass and Easton Cowan defensively. Even though I'm going to talk nicely about Easton Cowan's line, they had a good offensive presence, but defensively Cowan loses his guy as Chikrin's kind of making movement to the opposite side and he scores the game winner. So yeah, there was a few things. I mean, again, that goal against with Michelli icing it, and then it was just mayhem the rest of the way, and it ended up being Riley and OEL losing their guys along the way. But you even look at the winning goal. I mean, McCabe again is on. So I think when you look at the first Caps goal, you look at that goal, McCabe is involved, and I don't think McCabe's had a great start to the season either. So rewind to that first goal with the Washington Capitals making it a 1-goal game. That's an opportunity for Cowan to get it up the ice, and McCabe gets stuck on the ice for way too long. So there's going to be those growing pains with Cowan. I did make a note that the Tavares, Cowan, and McMahon line were the line that were actually outchancing the Caps, so they had a positive output for this game. But you look at the line of Matthews, Nyes, and Robertson, they got outchanced heavily tonight. I think it was almost double, if not more, in terms of the Caps' chances when they were on the ice versus what they were doing. So, yeah, the Matthews, Nyes, Robertson line got caught so many times. Definitely a defensive liability at times in this game. Obviously, they had their one moment. Again, Wool's the story, right? Like, if not for Wool, this is a disastrous game again. They're lucky to be in this one. I thought Nick Waugh had some moments, but again, I'm not going to try to give moral victories here because this team is not it right now, right? So, you know what? James Myrtle dropped this as well. The Leafs have no regulation wins in their last 10 games and only 6 all season in 24 games. They're 2-6-2 in this stretch. Only Nashville has been worse. So, yeah, I mean, there's a conversation here that the Leafs, Trey Living, needs to call some of these teams, whether it's Nashville, Buffalo, maybe St. Louis, even though they just got a win, and see if they can do a change of scenery trade here. Try to trade some of the guys I just said, whether it's Michelli, Domi, Joshua, create some space. I think there needs to be more mobility in the defense group as well. Two-way, you know, they don't grow on trees, but they're also missing Tanev big time to face those matchups and eat those heavy minutes. So there's so many layers here. There's no excuses. I would also say that the glass is half full somehow still, because when you look at the results today as well, Boston lost, Ottawa lost, Detroit lost, Florida lost, Florida lost to the Flames, and the Panthers are only 2 points up on the Leafs. The Red Wings are like, I don't know, 3. I think the Bruins are only like 4 or 5 points up on the Leafs. So it's still very tight. If you get a win against Pittsburgh Saturday night, you're right there. You're knocking on the door. Do I think they deserve to be in a close spot in a playoff race right now? No. So I still think they need to make a change. It's probably a trade. But yeah, things need to change here because fans are getting tired of it. And I think at the end of the day, the players just need to step up, right? It needs to be some accountability. And I also think that if Trey Living can scan the market and talk to these other teams, one swap just to get a bit of an, like, I don't know, a change in the locker room, a change in the vibe, and hopefully more progression here because you know, at the style they're playing, it can maybe be successful down the line and into the spring, into the playoffs. But if you don't make the playoffs, it really doesn't matter, right? So you're relying too much on your goaltending right now. You're getting heavily outchanced. And guys like Scott Lawton need to finish those opportunities, right? 2 breakaways or 2 times where he's all alone in net. There's no excuse, right? Like, Scotty's got to finish those. So if you don't finish your chances, you're not going to win a hockey game only scoring 2 goals, and that's the reality. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Again, I made some tweets. Maybe Trey Living calls Buffalo or Nashville, because I think you need a big splash here. You need something to spark this team, I think, and really it get more creative, because a guy like Auston Matthews just looks off. So I want you guys to comment your thoughts on that, because Matthews just has not been himself before he took time off for an injury. And since he's been back, I know he just got back a couple games ago, but that's the reality of the conversation right now. So let me know, guys. Hit that subscribe, like, comment, notification bell. Will Max Domi be back in the next lineup for Saturday night's matchup against Pittsburgh? We'll see. Anyways, peace.